Welcome to the 1991 Review Channel. At the end of episode 162, after assembling the 4 map fragments, Xiao Yan determined the time and location of the purifying demonic Lotus Flame's appearance. Afterwards, on their way back to the Falling Star Pavilion, the master and disciple were attacked by the 3 scorpion demon ghosts. Immediately, the two used their formidable strength to completely annihilate them. Time passed, and not long after, the scene is now at the Falling Star Pavilion. At this moment, a large crowd is gathered outside the main hall. Before his long journey, Yao Lao gently patted Xiao Yan's shoulder and said, "Kid, you'll have to go to the savage ancient wasteland on your own. If you're in danger, crush the jade slip, and I will come to your aid. Do your best." Hearing these words of encouragement, Xiao Yan nodded slightly and smiled. He then turned around, leading Medusa and the little fairy doctor as their figures shot into the distance. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, the 3 of them disappeared. Watching his student depart, Yao Lao's eyes held a hint of reluctance, and his mood became momentarily complicated. Following Yao Lao's gaze forward, the scene quickly transitions. Before long, Xiao Yan's group of 3 is now near the savage ancient wasteland, their figures moving like flashes of lightning, continuously rushing forward. As they traveled, the 3 chatted while their eyes constantly scanned their surroundings. The deeper they went, the denser the red-colored mist in this place became. There were even a few carcasses of fierce beasts lying on the ground. After a while, the 3 of them finally stopped. Glancing around for a moment, the little fairy doctor said, "There's poisonous smoke all around, be careful." Hearing this, Xiao Yan and Medusa nodded lightly. However, numerous pain cries echoed from nearby. Sensing danger, Xiao Yan muttered, "It seems those people have been poisoned." Just as he finished speaking, a swarm of poisonous insects suddenly rushed toward them. Without delay, Xiao Yan immediately unleashed his flame at these insects. When the flame touched the insects, they instantly retreated, not daring to get any closer. As if understanding the situation, Xiao Yan suddenly waved his hands. A flame erupted in his palms. Then, following his movements, a massive flame burst forth above his head and spread outwards. In an instant, the flame formed a barrier, enveloping Xiao Yan and the others inside and preventing the poisonous insects from approaching. At this point, Xiao Yan looked at his companions and said, "Stay close to me. Do not leave this protective barrier." With his words, he took the lead, and everyone shot forward. In a flash, a cage-like sphere could be seen hovering in midair, within which Xiao Yan led his companions as they sped ahead. As they moved, he continued to give instructions. At the same time, they all discussed their plans thoroughly. Not long after, Xiao Yan's group stopped again. Simultaneously, in the distance, several figures appeared in midair. Seeing them, Xiao Yan and his group became extremely vigilant. Finally, after a period of waiting, an elder from the Falling Star Pavilion returned from the distance. After a brief greeting, the middle-aged man said, "Young master, I discovered people from the Heavenly Demon Sect nearby. It seems they are pursuing members of the Flower Sect." As soon as he heard this name, Xiao Yan immediately furrowed his brow, because if it was a Flower Sect, it was highly likely that Yun Yun was among them. After a moment of thought, Xiao Yan suddenly said coldly, "Follow me. We'll take care of the people from the Heavenly Demon Sect." The moment he spoke, he and the others shot forward. Meanwhile, in another location, Yun Yun and Nailan Yenran were also fleeing at high speed. Sensing danger, Nailan Yenran said, "Master, those people are still chasing us. How dare those members of the Heavenly Demon Sect launch a sneak attack? When we get back, we must settle this with them." Yun Yun replied, "Elders, find a way to escape them first. Now is not the time to talk about that." Nailan Yenran said worriedly, "Master, the Heavenly Demon Sect has 2 9-star Dozun experts with them. At their speed, I'm afraid they'll catch up to us very soon." Yun Yun made a decision. "You take some people and go first. Don't worry about me. Staying alive is the most important thing." "Master, what about you? I am the sect master of the Flower Sect. So no matter what, I must stay." Just as she finished speaking, her figure suddenly halted. Immediately after, Yun Yun grabbed Nailan Yenran with one hand and quickly retreated to dodge. A split second later, with a loud boom, the ground where they had just stood shattered violently. Then, the figure of a man from the Heavenly Demon Sect appeared and said, "Sect Master Yun Yun, you can't escape. Why must you resist so stubbornly?" Yun Yun asked coldly, "Lu Chang, do you want to start a great war between the Flower Sect and the Heavenly Demon Sect?" Another man sneered, "As long as we take the lives of everyone present here, what can you possibly do?" "Vice Sect Master, let's act quickly to avoid any complications." "Right, Demonic Flower is correct. If the Vice Sect Master intends to strike, we shouldn't delay." Hearing this, the leader, Lu Chang, waved his hand and said casually, "Attack." except for Yun Yun and her disciple. Kill the rest for me. Hearing Liu Chang's command, the experts from the heavenly demon sect flickered and charged forward. Seeing this, Yun Yun said urgently, Yanran, after I break through their encirclement, seize the opportunity and run immediately. Nalan Yanran replied firmly, Master, if you fall into their hands, there's no meaning in my life. We'll fight them to the death. As soon as she spoke, the battle erupted. In an instant, with her long sword in hand, Nalan Yanran charged into the clash with the enemies. At that moment, the clang of swords rang out continuously. Outnumbered, the members of the flower sect could only defend themselves. In the distance, the demonic flower evil lord revealed a cunning expression. In a flash, with fan in his hand, he rushed towards Yun Yun to attack. While fighting, he mocked, Sect Master Yun Yun, it seems you'll still fall into our hands after all. Hearing this, Yun Yun remained fearless, clashing fiercely and powerfully with her opponent, causing flashes of light to erupt in the area. However, nearby, Nalan Yanran couldn't hold on. Her body was sent flying by an opponent, a sword tip lunging towards her from behind. Seeing her disciple in danger, Yun Yun shot out a blast of energy to support Nalan Yanran's body and help her evade the attack. However, just as Yun Yun made a move to save her disciple, the demonic flower evil lord struck her shoulder from behind with a ruthless palm strike. With a dull thud, suffering the unexpected attack, Yun Yun was heavily injured, spitting blood as she was sent flying far away. At this point, the demonic flower evil lord said smugly, Yun Yun, after the vice sect master is done teaching you a lesson, I will take you to see that little brat. With that, the demonic flower evil lord lunged towards Yun Yun, swinging the fan in his hand to attack her. Seeing this, Yun Yun gritted her teeth, preparing to channel her Do Chi to defend. But at that very moment, a golden figure appeared before everyone. Then, the figure's giant fist moved powerfully and as fast as lightning, struck the body of the demonic flower evil lord. With a loud thud, after that terrifying collision, the demonic flower evil lord's body was instantly slammed into the ground. Then, the giant golden figure shouted, You guys from the heavenly demon sect still enjoy preying on others like this? Seeing this, Liu Chang asked in a grim tone, I wonder which esteemed expert you might be? The figure chuckled lightly, then swung its leg, kicking the corpse of the demonic flower evil lord towards Liu Chang. Seeing this, Liu Chang waved his hand, and the corpse instantly exploded into a bloody mist that splattered everywhere. He then roared, I'd like to see who exactly dares interfere in affairs of my heavenly demon sect. With that, he clenched his fist and shouted, Great Nether Dragon Fist. Upon his shout, a massive serpent flew toward the giant formed by Xiao Yan. In response, the giant also threw a punch. The moment they collided, a terrifying, thunderous explosion erupted, shaking the entire area. At that instant, in midair, the giant was seen using both hands as if to tear apart the massive serpent's maw. Finally, with a deafening boom, another massive explosion occurred as the serpent blew up in midair, its body instantly vanishing. As for Liu Chang, he suffered from the backlash, his body flying backwards and slamming hard against a cliff face. He struggled greatly just to get back on his feet. At this point, he shouted angrily, Elder Chiu and everyone else, attack together for me. Following his words, all the members of the heavenly demon sect unleashed their Do Chi furiously. Immediately after, they simultaneously launched their attacks at Xiao Yan's giant illusion. In response, Xiao Yan roared. As he channeled his power, the giant illusion swung its fist and slammed it directly into the opponent's attacks. With a massive boom, all the attacks shattered and a thunderous shockwave spread out, sending the members of the heavenly demon sect flying backward from the backlash. Now terrified, Liu Chang yelled, Who on earth are you? Just as he spoke, the giant figure was already turning towards him, preparing to attack. Seeing this, Liu Chang didn't dare to delay. He immediately used all his strength to flee into the distance. Unfortunately, the giant illusion behind him had already caught up. In a flash, the illusion roared, 8 extremities collapse. The moment the words were spoken, a terrifying hand seal slammed thunderously into Liu Chang. With a sickening crunch, the man screamed tragically as his body was smashed into ground, devoid of any signs of life. At this point, the figures of Medusa and the little fairy doctor appeared. Seeing them, Yun Yun asked in shock, You are Queen Medusa? On the opposite side, Medusa was also startled and asked, You are Yun Yun, sect master of the Misty Cloud sect? Just as she finished speaking, in the distance, the giant figure disappeared, revealing the handsome silhouette of Xiao Yan slowly flying towards them. Then, looking at Yun Yun, Xiao Yan's voice rang out, Is everyone all right? Staring at his eyes and his smile, Yun Yun was stunned for several seconds. And that's the end of episode 163, part 5. What other exciting things will episode 164 have in store? Follow the 1991 Review YouTube channel for more details. Hello and see you again.